race one, early on, you know, I felt comfortable, and sort of thought I'd try harder later as the race settled in. But later in the race, I didn't have anything left. Where that race, early on, I didn't really have the speed. I kept making mistakes, running wide, and just didn't have a good feeling for the bike. And then, as the race went on, I started to, you know, because we made changes from race 1 to race 2, so that must have been what was affecting my performance. But as we got into the race, and I sort of learned about what it was doing and where I had to brake and turn and getting it a bit better, I seemed to be able to maintain a better lap time, and I was able to close back in on Shaky. But yeah, I got to the back of him, and you know, I could see a potential pass, you know, but it didn't. I mean, like I thought maybe I'd be able to pass in the closing laps, but he found speed again, and I wasn't able to match it, so had to settle for third.
Race 2, we had to make some changes to the bike, and we had to fit a different engine. The main fuse inside the engine had gone, and we put a different engine in, and basically the only slight problem we had was a little bit of engine braking problem. You know, the map that we had in was perfect for the engine that had sort of had its problems, but it was a little bit tight for this engine, so the bike was chattering a bit and backing in a little bit. But great fun to ride. I mean, Michael went off like a scolded cat, and I didn't really have an answer for him, and eventually got to second and just tried to maintain my pace. But then Josh came back, and I honestly thought that the penultimate lap was the last lap. And I said to Josh, I said, you know, I was a little bit erratic, weaving all over the track, trying to keep him behind me, making sure he couldn't pick up a toe and stuff. And then I come round, and the yellow flag with a black cross was out.
I was kind of disappointed because I didn't get to go as hard as I could have done midway when I had a bit of the problem with the oil pressure sensor coming on. And so for race 2, we tweaked the bike slightly and went out with a different strategy. If we got the start to try and put down 10 hard laps and see if we could put a gap in. And we done just that, so yeah, it was awesome. You know, I just kept watching my lap timer, pushed away, didn't make as many mistakes as I did in race 1, and yeah, got a nice comfortable gap. It's not often in a dry race you get a gap that size that you can cruise home the last 3 laps. So just rode around looking at the crowd and just enjoying it, so taking it all in. It's awesome to be the 7th winner. It's a pity it took so long to get the win under my belt, but you know, happy to be back up here now. Actually, the only big issue I had in the race, I lost my knee slider in about the 3rd or 4th lap, and so I couldn't touch my left knee down, so that takes the balance of you away a little bit, so I had to be cautious after that. But yeah, chuffed to get this win under my belt. You know, get 40 out of or 45 out of a maximum 50 points today. Gets our championship well back on track, and yeah, move on to Knockhill, and hopefully we can keep this ball rolling.